Hello, everyone, and welcome to this next episode of SPINcast. Here I have Josh Lanza here with me. I will let him introduce his school, his program, and then we'll get started from there.
Hi, everyone. My name is Josh Lanza. I'm the esports coordinator of St. Lawrence University here in Canton, New York. It's completely a varsity sport. It's treated like any other varsity sport here at St. Lawrence University. We are on equal footing with that, likes of football, baseball, you name it. We're housed under athletics, and that's who I report to is the athletic department.
Awesome. About how many teams you guys currently have?
We have 4 current titles under our varsity esports banner. We have League of Legends, Overwatch, Rocket League, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Of those 4 games, we have about 30 students on our roster right now.
Awesome. Are you recruiting for those same titles? Or are you expanding into any others?
I'm always recruiting for those same titles. We're looking to take a very measured approach with the expansion into other titles. It's not that we don't want to expand into other titles. It's that it's more of we have only so much space in our esports facilities, and that in order to expand upon that space, we kind of need more funding for more recruits to come in. So
Mm-hmm.
right now we're kind of good with the 4 titles that we're at, but we want to expand into more territories so we could then in turn expand our facilities so we can house more students.
Do you guys also offer esports scholarships currently?
We do not. I'll explain that a little bit.
Yeah.
So we don't have an esports scholarship per se, but to be fair, that's true for all of our sports here at St. Lawrence, with the exception of hockey and alpine skiing, which are considered to be NCAA Division I sports. Now, I understand that the NCAA doesn't govern esports, but how things are run here at the university, uh, the esports is seen as part of the D3 family under that umbrella with our other sports here that aren't alpine skiing or hockey.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, we don't want to say, you offer a esports scholarship but not a football scholarship. No, we're treated the same among all the other varsity D3 sports. With that being said, St. Lawrence is also a very academic focused institution. To get through the door here, you got to have good grades, and those good grades will pay off in terms of dollars and cents because we offer a lot of merit based scholarships
Mm-hmm.
to get in here as well. So if you have good grades, that usually translates into a good financial aid package for you here. I work with you, financial aid works with you to make sure we're getting you the best financial aid package possible. With regardless of us not having a quote unquote esports scholarship, we still have good financial aid packages that we work to craft for you based on a number of factors.
Gotcha. Yeah, no worries. So just keep grades up in school, like you said, can still help you save money. And there's plenty of other programs in the same boat where they are like a D3 school, so
Yes,
they don't offer scholarships, whether it's for esports or baseball, football, whatever you have it. So
exactly.
that makes a lot of sense there. While recruiting, what are some of the main traits or skills that you look for?
Yeah. So when it comes to recruiting, your skill with any in any one game with any one particular character or anything like that is not the forefront of my concern. Obviously, it does play a small factor into it, but what's really more important to me is that we can actually get you through the door here at St. Lawrence, and that's looking for you as an academic scholar. And I check, the first thing I do is see what your academic aspirations are before we even get into the weeds about what your esports goals are, because academically, we're trying to have a program here that's going to prepare you for the real world. When you get out of college here in 4 years, you're going to have a degree that means something. We have one of the best alumni networks in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And if people know you're a St. Lawrence alum, that opens a lot of doors for you. That St. Lawrence degree will open a lot of doors for you. So we want to make sure you're a good fit there. We also want to make sure you're an effective communicator, right? Can you work with a team? You're not there in it fully, only for yourself, for your own glory, or for anything like that. You want to be a team player, so you got to communicate with the team. You got to be willing to work with a team. Maybe a team that's lower elo than you, but we're trying to bring up those lower elo players, um, and elevate our team together as a group. And I've seen that happen firsthand. League of Legends, I've seen bronze players climb the ranks, all the way up because they're working with higher elo diamond, players that are taking the time to help them grow and develop. And that's what we're all about here. So it's more about how you work in the team environment. Are you flexible as a player? Can you play multiple roles?
Hmm.
And all that stuff. So that's very important. Then somewhere down there is like your elo. Okay, so that's what we look at.
Yeah, a lot of times when I explain it to players too, when they ask, how important is like your rank or your competitive experience, things like
Yep.
that. Like when you hand a coach a piece of paper and you see, their SSL or GC3, obviously you're gonna be like,
Yep.
oh, okay, so this player's obviously really talented, but there's always what comes with it, right? What
Right.
what are his grades? How does he or she communicate within the team? Obviously, if there's like toxicity or they're just kind of more of a solo rank type player. So,
Yep.
that's a great point to bring up is, your rank or whatever is a good eye popping thing. It's almost like eye candy in a way. Kind of what their baseline skill is at, and you may not have to work with them too much on improving purely in that sense. But there's a lot of
Right.
other things that come with it when you're playing with the team. So
Exactly. Yep. That's
awesome,
exactly it.
awesome. Um, Along those lines as well, do you guys recruit for or look for players that can also help your program in non-player roles?
Absolutely. Um, One of the biggest things I've been trying to focus on in my time here is getting clean quality streaming and broadcasting production of our games.
Hmm.
We have four of them right now. As it stands, we're kind of short staffed in that department, so we're lucky if we can stream one of those four games a week. And getting something out that looks like quality does matter. We would like to have a good polished product here, so we're looking for anybody who can help in those non-player roles to stream or comment on the game, even if you don't have to be a high elo player to understand what a game's about and what players are doing in the game, and helping to explain that to the folks at home who probably have absolute zero knowledge of the game. And trying to
Hmm.
break that stuff down for them is very important. They want to see their son or daughter excel at these things, even though they don't quite understand what their son or daughter is doing. So having a nice, friendly voice breaking that down for them is critical to our program success.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense there as well. Do you guys currently host any events, camps, anything like that?
In terms of like, just to clarify, like
Yeah.
uh, uh, would you say a summer camp or something like
Yeah,
that?
summer camps, any events in terms of like inviting collegiate teams to play or high school teams or anything like that.
Yeah, so right now we're looking to expand into that a little bit more and get
Hmm.
something involved with the local high school area. Right now, we are in northern New York, Canton, New York. Right now, the high school scene in the local area is still very much in its infancy stage to
For sure.
non-existent. So we're trying to foster some relationships. In fact, funny you ask, I actually have a group of high school students from our one of our local high schools coming tomorrow night to watch our Super Smash Brothers practice and our Rocket League games
Awesome.
tomorrow night. So that's the one in the area that's really active on it, and that's good. But as far as like bigger events with the community, we want to do more of that. We have a pretty healthy Smash community, local community. All the local colleges we have, we're in a very unique situation up here in northern New York. We have a private institution here in Canton. We have a state school, SUNY Canton, right down the road, and then the
Hmm.
town over has SUNY Potsdam and Clarkson, the private institution. So we got like four colleges within 10 miles of each other. All of them have a Smash team. All of the kids get together at a local uh, event every weekend here at the local game store to play. So that's a good local community event that I encourage my team to go to and that they do regularly. So stuff like that is kind of unique to this area. Um, but we definitely want to get more on the road. We want to meet more colleges outside of our local area as well. We're definitely looking to expand into that.
And you mentioned earlier too that you do have like esports facilities or spaces.
Yes.
What do those kind of look like?
So right now I'm sitting in my office, which is adjacent to the esports facilities, it's really a suite of 3 rooms, if you
Hmm.
will. We have one room that has 15 custom built computers that I built myself, that we use for our PC gaming. And these computers are located in a room with air handling. It's all temperature controlled, humidity controlled. All the necessary stuff is there. Where our PC gamers, our League of Legends, Overwatch, Rocket League get together. And then on the opposite side, we also have a console space where we have our PlayStations, our Nintendo Switches, where the Smashers get together, the FIFA players, Call of Duty players get together. Nice leather seating in there, very comfortable atmosphere. People get together there to play their console games. In between those 2 rooms is our production room where we have our caster's desk, our green screen, our production computer, where all the magic happens. So we're not just playing to an empty room every night.
Hmm. Awesome, awesome. That's a cool setup there for sure. And moving off of that, what would you say are currently some of the bigger challenges that you have faced within your program?
It's there's been a few. One of the biggest things, was for me, sitting in my chair, was juggling all the stuff that you have to do as an esports director.
Hmm.
There's, it's when I got here, the esports lab did not look like what it does today. I inherited an abandoned biology lab, and they pretty much just said, "Okay, Josh, what's this supposed to look like?"
Yeah.
And I had to strike everything out. We demoed, gutted the whole place. We really started from scratch. Like I said, I custom built our computers. It was really starting from scratch. And then I was trying to spin up the Smash team. I was trying to spin up the Rocket League team, do all that and coach these teams, and trying to juggle all these things while finding recruits as well, getting involved with Stay Plugged In.
Hmm.
That's where I'm going to sing your praise for a second here. Stay Plugged In really uh, was a lifesaver in that I didn't know where to start amidst all these other things I had to do. Where was I going to go to find recruits? There was, like I said, not much of a local scene as far as high schools were concerned in the North Country of Northern New York. Where was I supposed to go? Well, Spin gave me the direction. That's kind of why I'm here right now talking to you. Is one of those hard challenges that I had to figure out where was I going to go to find recruits to continue to cultivate our program, and that was a big sticking point for me. So Spin was really helpful in that.
Awesome. No, I mean, you're basically every coach could basically say the same thing in terms of recruiting and things like that. And,
Yeah,
obviously you can't control how good or not so good your local scene is in terms of esports and
right.
popularity and all that sort of stuff. So, and that all makes a lot of sense for being a new program, having to come in and like you said, kind of work it up from the ground. But also in the reverse, you can look back at it and almost be proud in the sense of everything that's been built and things like that. So moving kind of on to that question there, what would you say are some of the more proud moments or bigger achievements that you've had within your program?
Yeah, definitely watching the students grow and develop as gamers and as students right before my very eyes has been one of the most rewarding things that I could ever ask for here in my position. Um, I'm proud to say that, uh, since I've started the Smash team 3 semesters ago,
Hmm.
3 seasons, if you will, ago, including this one, we are making the postseason every single season that I have been coaching that team. And it wasn't always guaranteed that we were making that postseason. But we stuck through it, and we just made it last night in our last game. Um, Next week we play again, try to get a good seed for the postseason, but we're in for sure. And Rocket League plays tonight for a postseason bid. They got to win tonight, and they're in. And I'm confident that they'll
Awesome.
do that. And League of Legends as well has already made it into the postseason with 4 wins. They're 4-2 right now for their record. And watching these teams be successful, getting positive win rates, and seeing that that's our hard work paying off, that we are competitive, that
Yep.
we are offering a good competitive esport program here where the students are challenging themselves to be better players and doing that in real time. I'm watching that. I'm helping that process along as the coach in some areas, so that's a very rewarding thing for me to see happen.
Yeah, and like you said, just a couple years ago, you were looking into an old biology room, and now
Yes.
your Smash team is performing, extremely well. So, that's awesome to hear, and excited to kind of see how you guys continue to do, finishing out this semester, moving into next semester and beyond. But kind of wrapping it all up there. If you could give one piece of advice to any player, recruit, kind of watching, what would
Mhm.
that be?
Follow your dreams. I know that sounds maybe a little corny, but you really do have to. If your dream is to be successful at esports, stick with it, but also know that if you're looking to do that, you should have something good to fall back on, which is what we provide here at St. Lawrence, a high quality education. And college will always give you what you put into it. You get out what you put in. And if you're putting in 110% every day, you're going to get that out in all sides of the college experience, from your esports to your academics to your social life, everything. So give it your all and don't give up, because there's people here that want to help you see your dreams come true.
No, for sure, and off that too. Follow your dreams. Sounds a little corny, but I always say to any player as well. Make sure you're following what your priorities are, which kind of goes hand in hand with what you're saying too. Depending on what kind of school you want to go to, where you want to live, those types of things. Um, you
I'll
want to
tell you,
make
Nick. I
sure.
mean,
Go ahead.
listen, I didn't think I'd be sitting in this chair, to tell you this
Yeah.
just 2 years ago, right?
Yep.
Um, I took a chance on this job, and I was working a desk job, you know, 9 to 5, you know, barely using my degree or whatever. And I'm just like, you know what? This full time experience came along at St. Lawrence, and I said, it's a dream to coach an esports team. I
Yep.
said, so I'm going to roll the dice. I said, let me chase it. You know, one interview led to another, and here I am sitting in that chair.
Yep.
So it was a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication, and it still was even after sitting in this chair.
Yep.
It's a lot of hard work, but if you stick with it and you get out what you put in, don't give up. Just don't think, oh, I can't do that. I'm not fit for that.
Hmm.
Try it. You never know.
No, 100% agree. You can't really ever argue with that one. You want to see it to the end, because if you don't, you're going to
Yeah,
look back one day and then be like, man, only if I took that interview, I wonder what would happen, or did that. At least
exactly.
now you can look back
Exactly.
and you know exactly what happened when you took that chance. So I appreciate you coming on, Josh, and kind of sharing some about your program. And like I said, look forward to seeing you guys how you finish up the semester and moving forward. But to kind of wrap it up here, for any parents, players watching, if they wanted to learn more about St. Lawrence University and everything that goes on with esports, where could they learn more?
Absolutely. You can check out our website at saintsathletics.com. That's saintsathletics.com. Just click right on esports. We're right there under the sports tab with all the other sports. And you can also check us out every week at St. Lawrence at twitch.tv/St. Lawrence University. You got to spell it out, but we're there, and you'll be seeing all our games there. And hopefully, you can follow us along as we make our playoff run this season.
Awesome, man. Well, again, appreciate the time. And like I said, best of luck finishing out the season. And I will see everyone on the next episode.